combination, and that's definitely why Jia was pretty much constantly in mid lane early on.
Also want to highlight that even though Scout, to me, still has been the best mid laner, even in the games that they lost, Zeka on the Azir had so much of a bigger impact than we've seen him have outside of his Akali and Silas games.
Yeah, and you could tell they targeted him in this too, right? So it was really cool too.
Not the
obviously,
best example.
there's a flash away right there.
Well,
so maybe
flashes.
producers are, you know, trolling us a little bit. Maybe. No, it was just
We asked for this
unlucky
replay.
timing.
What?
It was unlucky timing.
That was a good exchange. That was 3 flashes.
There's no way. Yeah, there we go.
I would Kobe on this one. Yeah.
I think the big thing is that was another thing that EDG targeted.
Mid laners, these mid laners only had 4 champions each, and yet all of these expectations are challenged and proven the opposite direction here over and over again. So side lanes being very important. The Azir performance from Zeka coming out super important. The creativity from Beryl again as well, but this is one of those examples of the chameleon you're talking about, because it's not just pushing side lanes and getting these turrets down, it's also finding the picks. The Hextech ultimatum, locking people in. Kyoshik as well did so much on this Sejuani, with these Sejuani ultimates.
I think interesting point of comparison for this series compared to the other 3 that we've seen is that all of the games in this series feel like they've been decided in those very, very late game moments, because no one gets an absolutely astronomical lead and just runs it from, you know, from start to finish.
We also see how big the dragons are, because these games are so much longer and so much slower. Getting a Hextech Soul when you're playing against Ashe with Mandate and Azir is a nightmare.
And that's why, again, it's super interesting that it is coming down to so many of these fights and skirmishes in the Dragon setups, because neither team has focused that much jungle attention bot lane like we expected, right?
Well, without a doubt. Just, yeah, reliving a few of these moments. I mean, again, everyone playing just kind of on a knife's edge.
So the reason, by the way, the model, the hitbox for Ashe arrow is at the very end of it, because it would look weird if when Ashe shot a point-blank arrow, the thing was pointing out of the back of her head.
Right.
So it's gonna stay that way. It's always at the end. If you want to dodge it, dodge the end.
Right, yes, you can flash over Ashe arrow, but you need to flash over the backside. It seems like most fights are not definitive. They're not 5-0s. They're not clean aces, right? A lot of times it's getting a pick or 2 and trying to figure out what to do with it from there. But with a Baron buff in hand, that Soul as well, DRX will be able to find it. You can see there, Scout doing everything he can and trying to get on top of Deft, but with Beryl at his side, there's just no angle for him to find.
You bring me to my final point, and which is why I'm not changing.
This is Kobe's final point, everybody. Last
final
point.
point! I am not changing off of EDG. Despite the last 2